I played for Damian Lillard's AAU team. I played for Tyler Johnson's AAU team. He played for the Miami Heat for a while. But I did Team Lillard when I was 16 or 15 and 16, and then Tyler Johnson's team when I was 17. That got me some exposure. Freshman year goes on, we end up going to the Rose Bowl. Justin Herbert's my quarterback. We play against Wisconsin and Jonathan Taylor, the running back for the Colts. End up beating Wisconsin by 1 point in the Rose Bowl. Dan Lanning was much more laid back, but focused, right? So that's a guy I'd run through a wall for. I was Pac-12 academic team all 3 years. Made Dean's List 2 years I was there. So
this is the Lunatics and Legends podcast. Today we have Tyler Nanny in. Tyler, you spent 4 years as a tight end for the Oregon Ducks. You transitioned from there. You ended up working in finances, and you're working on some stuff in health and wellness. Like, these are all massively important things to you, and we're excited to have you in. You have an infectious personality that just makes you want to hang out and chat with you. We want to tell your story. We want to hear about what it was like for you growing up, what you did, what got you into football, all of the things.
Yeah, absolutely. And first of all, Eddie, Brandon, thank you for having me. This is an absolute pleasure. You guys, this setup is really, really cool. So I'm excited to be here.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm happy to share my story. Where would you want me to start?
What got you into football?
Yeah, that's actually a story within itself, really. Growing up, I was basketball my whole life, man. It was travel ball year round, whether it was AAU. Are you guys familiar with AAU?
I'm not, no, sir.
It's like the competitive travel outside of high school basketball.
Okay.
Back in the day, kids would go to camps, and then after those camps, then they get recruited, right?
Yeah, our age demographic would do camps.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. I'm 5'4".
Well, I'm 6'9", so there you go.
Yeah.
But so AAU was you're playing 3-4 games a day for 3 days in a row, and that's how scouts were coming, is looking at constant games. So a lot of some coaching, some not, some kids just running the ball. But yeah, did that from pretty much 7th grade to senior year of high school. I played for Damian Lillard's AAU team. I played for Tyler Johnson's AAU team. He played for the Miami Heat for a while. But I did Team Lillard when I was 16 or 15 and 16, and then Tyler Johnson's team when I was 17. That got me some exposure. I had a few D3 and D2 looks, but I wasn't getting any D1 looks really for basketball, but basketball was my passion. I was 6'7", buck 90, 200 pounds-ish, but I like to be a shooter. So when I was in high school, I became more of a shooting but big center. And then sure enough, I applied to Oregon because that was my dream school. And I ended up getting an academic scholarship to go there.
Okay.
And I emailed the basketball coach. I was like, hey, would love to be a preferred walk-on, help try to earn a spot or be on the practice squad or whatever that is. Got a response. Day after I graduated high school, Dad and I took a road trip up to Oregon to do our official visit. Met the coach. He showed us around the basketball facility, met some of the players, went to the locker room. Then he showed us the football facility, which is kind of the main headquarters for all the sports programs. They call it the HDC.
Yeah.
That's like the main dining hall where all the other, softball, tennis, whatever, can go get their food in the morning.
Okay.
And while I was going there, Spencer Webb, who later became one of my best friends at Oregon, he was the tight end there at Oregon that was crushing it. And Mario Cristobal were having a conversation. I was walking by, and Cristobal's like, who are you? Right? 6'7", walking through the door. My dad's a bigger guy. My dad's 6'7", 230, just built.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could be him. That's the goal someday. And, he's like, well, would you, want to put on some pounds and be a tight end? And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. Sure enough, he offered me a preferred walk-on spot, treat me like scholarship, but wouldn't pay, with the potential to earn a scholarship at Oregon.
That's fantastic.
And I was like, okay, I'll try to do both. Yeah. Right? Sure enough, they want me back in a week to start training. So my summer after my senior year was 8 days long, and ended up reporting and training for football. And freshman year goes on, we end up going to the Rose Bowl. Justin Herbert's my quarterback. We play against Wisconsin and Jonathan Taylor, the running back for the Colts. End up beating Wisconsin by 1 point in the Rose Bowl.
There you go.
Yeah. And so sure enough, the Rose Bowl goes into January. So after we won the Pac-12 championship, go to the Rose Bowl. We end up getting 2 rings that season, which was awesome. Basketball coach is like, well, you got to pick.
And that's your walk-on year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You have 2 rings from that.
From that one, I have 4 rings total from Oregon, but 2 were from freshman year for
That's
Pac-12
outstanding.
championship and the Rose Bowl, which I was like, this is so cool. Justin Herbert, Panay Sewell, Javon Holland, Kayvon Thibodeau. You're like, how do I leave this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't play a second that freshman year. I redshirted, right? But it was an absolute blast. The people that I got to meet, and I'm like, this is so cool. So I gave up basketball and went full football.
Yeah.
Put on 65 pounds my freshman year.
And how much were you back then?
I grew an inch and a half, almost 2 inches in college, so I got to 6'9", and then the playing weight that got me to was 285.
Okay. What are you at right now?
Right now I'm 235.
235. Okay.
I've lost 45 pounds since March 1st, since I've started the peptide journey.
Okay. And we're going to talk about that as well.
Yes,
yeah.
we will. I'll save that for later, but yes.
So you played all 4 years in college.
Yeah.
What did you end up getting a degree in?
Finance.
Finance.
And then I minored in economics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the nerd in me, the economics nerd, wants to be like, who's your favorite economics? Or economist, rather. I minored in economics as well when I was going to ASU. Actually, I majored in economics. It's a long story. Anyway, so after you do your freshman year, Oregon, and you stayed with them all 4 years, you get the 2 rings, you're coming into your sophomore, then junior, senior, and you played all the way till your 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you have aspirations to go to the NFL? Was that on the radar?
I mean, it was a dream. Was I getting the looks? No. I was the preferred walk-on. They obviously wanted to pour their talent into their scholarship guys.
Right.
And I was trying to earn that scholarship. Private conversation we had was, if I worked hard and go on scout team and really push myself and push the other players to, make the defense great and be a good scout player, that, maybe I'd start earning some playing time. Sure enough, junior year comes around. Cristobal goes to Miami. Dan Lanning comes in, right? Dan Lanning, awesome. So Cristobal, loved the guy too. But he was very hoorah, military, no hats, no hoods. You got to wear black or green in the building kind of thing.
Okay.
Dan Lanning was much more laid back, but focused, right? So that's a guy I'd run through a wall for. I really would. He cared a lot, and he dove into each player. Now, granted, I was a walk-on. I wasn't treated the same as the star tight end, right? But at the same time, he genuinely cared.
Yeah.
And so whether it was, hey, coach, I need help here. Hey, coach, I got a family thing here. He was there. Yeah. And I have a lot of respect for that. But in doing so, he brought in over his own staff, right? So all those connections that I have with the former coaches, I still talk to some here and there and make sure that, they're good, or the connections that they gave me. But I missed out on that chance to earn a scholarship because that wasn't honored when Dan Lanning came in.
Yeah.
So I stayed as a preferred walk-on all 4 years, but I used NIL to help pay for, a little bit of school here because I was on academic scholarship that didn't pay fully for my tuition.
Right.
But, NIL helped, right? It helped pay for things that I needed or things that I wanted to do. Just going out, and I applied to Twitter, Snapchat, get paid $500 a post, right? Mm-hmm. And do what you need to do it once or twice a week. And that ended up helping a lot.
Yeah.
So came out of school debt free because of that. And that's all I could have asked for. Coming out without student loans, it was a huge help to start my career.
But like on top of that, because you were saying previously that, I think this was before we went on air, that like 90% of college athletes are not going to make it to any level of pros.
Yeah.
And you were smart about it. You didn't just go there and play football. You actually got a degree. You actually learned some things. And that led you into the realm of finance when the major leagues didn't work out, right?
For sure.
You did it the smart way. Like, you're clearly an intelligent man. You went to college, you had these golden opportunities, and you didn't chase the long shot by putting all your eggs in that one basket. And instead what you did was you still went after it, but you also provided yourself a super solid strategy in case it didn't work out. If that 90% happens.
Yeah,
right.
100%. And the reason why it's called student athlete, not athlete student, right?
Right.
You're a student athlete. You got to be a student first.
Right.
And I took that literally, right? So focus on your school, me bringing up the team GPA or whatever it may be, right? I was Pac-12 academic team all 3 years, made Dean's List 2 years I was there. So academics was super important to me because I knew, I was a walk-on, right? They're not looking at me they're looking at the scholarship guys, right?
Right.
Now, a different story, I'm 6'9", 285. On paper, that's what the fuck? Like, let's give him a shot kind of thing, right? So my only shot was surely off of potential, right? And if that didn't work out, which most likely it doesn't, right? They're going to take the guy that's skilled and well manicured and perfected his craft. And dude, I was still getting used to my body. I was 6'7" scrawn out of high school, still trying to figure it out. And then I finally figured it out like sophomore year after I put on the weight and got more coordinated. And by that time, these guys have 7-8 years where they developed early and had those, all that time to get really good and perfect their craft.
Yeah.
So I respect them and I get to practice next to them and learn from them. But at the same time, I knew that, hey, this is probably not going to happen, but if it does, you're ready for it, right?
Right.
Sure enough, junior year, back injury, right? Happens. My discs, I was diagnosed with disc degenerative disease, 3 bulging discs between L3, L4, L5, and S1. Those, yeah. And never got surgery, just pump up with cortisone here and there, do it every 6 months, keep me going while I was playing at Oregon. And yeah, I got a little playing time my senior year, real game time. I played in 2 or 3 games. And it was great. It was fourth quarter, chum changer, blowing them out, but it was fun, man. Right. I wouldn't change that experience for the world. Right? Get to play in a 60,000 person stadium. It's loud as hell. You're sitting there. I'm shaking, trying to remember what play's going on, and try to do what you got to do. And yeah, I made a good block or I made a bad block, but that's all that matters. Like, I got playing time, and the coach was willing to trust me from the work that I did as a preferred walk-on to put me in the game. And even if it didn't matter, it mattered to me.
I'm sure you've probably heard people talking about peptides. It piqued your interest, you looked into it, but you don't know what source to trust. A lot of this stuff is coming out of China. If you're looking for a good quality peptide that's made in the United States, go to helixpure.com.